Sport mode is a beast. Holy. What's up, guys? Two-wheeled ton here. What the hell are you doing? What the hell? This is not a two-way. Wow. Alright, guys, so if that's any consolation as to what this video is going to be like, I guess we're in for a treat, probably. Jesus. Freaking people. Alright, guys, so it is just feeling amazing outside right now. Fall is in the air. Love it. Anyhow, I was thinking about something, and I thought I would talk about it in a video, see what you guys think. I don't know, this one could be interesting, but you could tell me. Maybe I'm just maybe it's just me that thinks it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. So anyways, professional wrestling, pro wrestling. What do you guys think about it? Pro wrestling, WWE. That's what I'm talking about. So I know I've mentioned in a previous video about doing a radio show, and I think I've sort of mentioned before that we have interviewed some professional wrestlers, and so anytime WWE comes to, they don't ever come directly in my city, but if they come to any surrounding cities, then they typically always email us, and we'll get some sort of an interview, and usually free tickets to an event. There's an NXT event coming up pretty soon. We'll be doing that, getting tickets for that. I don't know if we'll get to interview anyone or what. It's usually pretty fun to talk to them. So let's start at the beginning for me, before you get all hooby-dooby, grown man liking wrestling. Because that's what I feel like everyone else in the world does. Not in the world, I shouldn't say that, but when I talk to people here, and if you say you like professional wrestling, I feel like it's met with like a oh, you like kind of thing, which is just, I don't know, just stupid. It's just stupid. I'm just gonna say it. If you're one of the people that feels that way, then you're being dumb, and just knock it off. Any more details on that to come. Alright, so first of all, I'll clarify, I'm not a super huge fan. I'll go to the shows typically, because the live shows are pretty fun to go to. It's even like a lot of fun to bring a kid to if you have one or whatever. They're pretty family friendly now. But I don't like collect the DVDs. I don't have like action figures. I don't watch Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, or I don't have cable, so I can't watch any of that stuff. I do have the network, and the WWE network, and I mostly got that because I was hoping there'd be a lot more older stuff that I could watch. So really, I was a fan of it when I was a kid, and when I was a kid it was like the 80s, and Hulk Hogan had the belt all the time, and Hulk Hogan was the dude, and Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body were on the mic, and it was totally awesome, and Rick Rude was thrusting his hips around and blowing kisses at the ladies, Bret the Hitman was doing his thing. It's like, it was just awesome. So back then, and I don't know I mean, I guess I don't watch any of it with any regularity anymore, but I used to, like, I don't have all DVDs of everything, but I started collecting the WrestleManias once upon a time, because, you know, I remember that as a kid, and WrestleMania was like the big deal, you know, and now they got freaking pay-per-views like every month or whatever, which is, it's ridiculous. I don't have time to watch all that. Now I think it's totally overkill now, to be honest with you, and a little bit boring compared to previously. NXT, I was following for a little while. NXT is pretty cool, but even that, they're inserting like all these ads and all this garbage. And thanks, dude. And it just makes it super lame. I don't know. It just turns into, they're just turning the NXT into the same thing as the main brand. So I don't know. It can get watered down a bit, but so anyhow, loved it as a kid. The match, you know, was a favorite. I was not an Ultimate Warrior guy or kid. I wasn't a super Ultimate Warrior fan, but you know, if you were, that's cool. I don't hold any weird grudges. I don't get into those weird things. And then I didn't watch it for a long time, and then somewhere in the 90s, I got in during the Stone Cold era and started really liking The Rock. And then Brock Lesnar showed up, and Kurt Angle, and I liked that a lot for a while. I really enjoyed watching Brock. I really enjoyed watching Kurt Angle. It's good stuff. So yeah, then even after that, I sort of stopped watching again, and kind of just didn't for a while until I don't know, until more recently, I guess. But even now, it's like I said, I'm not watching everything. When I became friends with Dustin, the guy I do the radio show with, he is a legit fan of just wrestling in general. I wouldn't say just WWE. He's kind of watched wrestling since he was a little kid, and I believe he watched that with his. I believe he watched that with his grandfather, and that was back in the days when there was multiple promotions and just a totally different time period. Which is also a period that I have grown to love. I'm too young to have actually experienced it, but there's a lot of awesome wrestling that happened in the 70s. Some would probably even argue the 60s and stuff, but totally different times. And for young people that are maybe even perhaps watching this and are interested in WWE nowadays, I feel bad for you that this is, you know, if you've started watching within the last 15 years and this is all you know of wrestling, I feel for you, man, because it was like amazing once, like Ric Flair days and all the different promotions and stuff. That's another thing. Even like I'm in Minnesota, and I feel like even a lot of Minnesotans don't realize the old ties, you know, with wrestling and the Ganyas and stuff that was here. That, I don't know, there's a lot of awesome wrestlers that came from this area, and people have no idea. And for some reason I think once kayfabe was kind of over and they started, and everybody like once Vince McMahon ruined it for everybody and just opened the curtains as wide as possible and sports entertainment, and everybody started getting on the this is fake kick. and then it was like the joke for a long time. And I think once that happened, then maybe a lot of people just got upset, and then that's just carried through or something. Because I mean, if you yourself are at all a physical type of person, you have to realize, like, these guys have to keep themselves, guys and girls, these women and men have to keep themselves in such ridiculous shape to do what they do. And it's not even just staying in shape, it's like the stuff that they're doing with their bodies and the psychology that's happening, the theatrics, whatever you want to call it. It's just amazing. It's amazing the work that those people put in, and that's what makes the old days even more amazing, because these guys did it just like totally out of passion, and they lived it 100%. You couldn't break character when you weren't in the ring, like there's just people were getting death threats, and if you were a Russian character or something, it's like you'd try to go to the bar after a match, people are trying to stab you, like back in the day, it's like for real, it was a real thing, man. World heavyweight champ meant you took that freaking belt, even though you were from some tiny promotion, you would take it all over the world, and you'd go to different promotions and you'd wrestle there, and you'd have to make sure you didn't get hurt. Some shady promoters might try to tell their top guy to try and break your leg, and take the belt, just so you could, say that you did that. Those guys, like, fought for real and tried to, actually build up the other guy and still make him look good. And, in most cases, they're really trying not to let your opponent get hurt. But in the old days, who knows? It's like the Wild West out there. Nowadays, it's just WWE is basically the only game going. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, there's more promotions abroad, and I guess you can't take what I'm saying for sure 100%. I mean, I think Ring of Honor still exists. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that. I'm not a big enough fan where I keep up to date with all that. The Japanese promotions, I know a lot of guys are coming from there and coming into WWE or NXT now and making their way into WWE, but I don't know like a lot of details about it. But in the US, I mean, you can't really argue that there's nothing like the WWE going on. They're definitely the big dogs on campus, and there's not really anybody that can touch them right now. And like, that's great, whatever, but at the same time, I think it's somewhat of a bad thing, because you don't get as much competition. You don't get people trying to really strive to outdo each other. So anyhow, professional wrestling, guys. Anyhow, professional wrestling, guys. Tell me how you feel about it. Tell me if you have a favorite wrestler or ever did. Man, can I say a favorite? God, I loved The Rock. That was awesome, but he's like all entertainment. Man, I love Brock. I still love watching Brock, even despite all the stuff that's happened with him lately. I still love it. I love that he just comes and manhandles anybody and everybody. That's fun to watch. But if we're talking including old school, I don't know. Rick Rude is up there. The model Rick Martel. See what Dusty has to say about that one. God, he was good. Mr. Perfect was awesome. I mean, there's just so many. How can you choose one? IRS? Let's say IRS. Oh, this is going to be great. I hope some people comment. I hope we get into a wrestling war. Oh, man. This could be good. I also want you to know that I was trying to think about motovlog topics, and so I was driving in the car with my fiance, with my soon-to-be wife, and I asked her, I said, hey, what do you think's a good topic for a motovlog? First thing out of her mouth, professional wrestling. And I was like, that's why I'm marrying you, honey. That's precisely why. Just kidding, there's many many reasons why I'm marrying her, but anyhow. Yeah, so talk to me about it. If you think it's a bigger topic than what I just said, I can go into more detail. I'll make a second video. Just chime in, dudes, and I'll catch you next time. Go ahead and click that little like and then the subscribe if you haven't yet, and check me out on Instagram, 2-wheeled ton. You guys are awesome. See ya. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and click on that subscribe button down there. Yeah, and if you got time, hit the like. All your friends are doing it. Dig it. God, matcha's tough to do. See ya.